There it is. Good to see everybody. Let's take a few breaths up just to wake up. Inhale our bodies and exhale down, and then do it 2 more times and go up. Good to see everybody. Exhale. Happy Tuesday. And good. And then let's take our bands. I've got mine here. And then we're going to start with the arms overhead. And then when your arms are overhead in this moment or in general in life, you're gonna notice your low back tries to get lordotic. So what we are going to do is just make sure your ribs tuck a little bit so that you're not giving into that lordosis or lower back sway tendency. The other thing that sometimes happens is your knees will accidentally hyperextend, so we're gonna soften the knee. And we're gonna pull down with our exhale. Pull down with our exhale. That's good. If you can add on, we're going to lift the heels and then lower and lift the heels. So we're adding on as a possible layer. So good morning. And if you can, lift your heels as you pull your arms. If you only need to focus on one of those moves, that's just fine. I'm offering it, but you can take only one if you need. The arms are pulling in front of you and they touch. The band touches your chest, right where you would wear a necklace. Your heels lift. There's a moment of balance. Knees are soft. Breath is fluid. And let's do 4 more. Exhale as you pull down. 3, and as you lift your heels. 2, and exhale. 1. Now the arms are going to need a little blood flow. Just take some circles with your shoulder joints. And then take the band behind your upper back, your shoulder blade area, your scapula. Take your palms and face them up. Now you're going to push out with your exhale. Push out with your exhale. That's it, exhale. Now this is the first layer. If you would like to add a second layer, you can open up the legs a little bit, and 2 things are going to happen at once. We're going to sit in an imaginary chair, and you can even put a chair behind you if you'd like, and you press out. I've got the palms up. It's a little supinated position. And good, Betty. And then Betty, just lift your heart a little bit when you sit your booty. Still lift your heart so that it's not just a fold at the hips. There. Yeah. Now your heels, when you're seated especially, will be heavier than your toes. Your knees, if you take a look, they should be tracking with your second toe. For women, our hips are wider than our knees, so sometimes our knees kind of collapse immediately, and we don't want that to happen. We want to have even knee in line with the second toe, so we don't have an unnecessary wear and tear on the knee joint. Now exhale, push, inhale, lower. Exhale, inhale. Now take 3 more. Big, strong muscles. 2. Good, Betty, that's much better. Good, Karen. 1. Now take a moment to release your shoulders. I have to take off this sweatshirt. It's getting warm, yeah. And then just move your shoulders into circles. Now we're going to take the band underneath the heels. Step in the middle of your band. 1 heel will be easier, 2 heels will be harder. And if you have handles, you may like the supinated grip, but it's also okay to take a hammer grip, which is kind of, you hold on this way. So I want you to find what works for you. The joints shouldn't hurt. The muscles should be challenged, but the joints shouldn't hurt you to do these. Your knees are soft. Chest is open. These are your carrying muscles. 7. Good. Your wrists are going along for the ride. 8. 9. 10. Good. Neck is easy. 11. We're going for 20. Good. I like that you have different colors. 12. 13. There you go. 14. Keep your neck really long like a swan. In other words, your shoulders won't hike up by your ears. 15. Good, Karen. 16. Nice, Michelle. 17. Should be starting to feel warm in your biceps. 18. We want some challenge on those final reps. Good, Polly. 10. Now, release that for a moment and roll your shoulders. Move the muscles, move the joints. Let your tension come out of your neck. Nice job. Now, this one is going to be one hand behind your head or skull. The other hand right around your low back. And we're going to put the elbow, it's behind you, but you want to straighten it. Now, the first couple, it's okay if you have to adjust your band for more or less tension. My intention is to do 20 here for us. So you can adjust 6 so that you're able to do 20-ish, but that it feels fatigued. Good. Notice your ribs need to tuck here so that your low back doesn't get too lordotic or inwardly swayed. We're going to do 10 more. Try to lengthen your elbows each time. No neck tension. Knees are soft. You're doing great. This is 5 more. This also helps you get out of low chairs. It helps you if you were to fall. This is the muscle that usually catches us if our arms go out. So we need this muscle strong. This arm now comes and take this arm behind you at your low back. Now the hand starts behind your skull. You push up. You exhale, push up. I'm going to come in for a zoom shot, but just notice how my shoulder is down the back. I'm not hiking it by my ear. So there's space between in the neck. Good. Everybody looks good. Beautiful. 7. Breathing in and out. 10. Releasing tension that doesn't need to be in the body. You're working what you want to work, but you're letting go of tension where you don't want it. Breathing in and out. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Very good. Let your shoulders have a little breather. Now put the band behind your upper back. You're going to have your palm up. Now the stance is going to be wide, horse stance, second position. At this moment, you're going to do a breaststroke. So you act like you're going swimming. You're going out with your arms and they circle. Now, if you would like to add on a layer, you do a second position squat. You are wider than the other squat. You're still lifting up in the, good, Betty, great. Still lifting up, good. Heart is up. Pretend like you've got a flashlight on your heart and you are shining it forward. It's not going to shine to the floor. It's going to shine forward to me, forward to your screen. That's a way to make sure your squat doesn't actually accidentally end up like a hinge. Your neck is easy. Now continue, but change the arms. So the arms go forward and then around. Forward and around. What we're also doing is we're challenging the chest, the triceps, the quads, the glutes. But we're also helping the brain with patterns during exercise. So the brain is getting more blood flow now with the exercise, and it's learning a pattern, and that keeps the brain from getting dementia. Better than crossword puzzles when you do the brain coordination with exercise. 4. So just trying to focus on these different movements. 3, during exercise is helpful for the brain, keeping that neuroplasty. 1 more. I like it. Now bring your feet back in. This is a stretch, and this is one of my favorites. So take your arms wide, go up and behind. I'm going to turn sideways. See how my band actually hits my booty? And then it hits the front thighs, and then it hits the booty and front thighs. Have enough width in your hands, your grip, that you don't have to contort your body to do this. You just want to have the humerus rolling and that glenoid fossa. Breathe in. Everybody looks good. I love it. And 2. Now we're going to find 3 favorite places back there. So find a place that feels amazing. Breathe. Have a little rib tuck so your back doesn't take any more tension. Your knees are soft. Take another angle, maybe just an inch lower or so. Look at the way that this helps posture. None of us are going to get rounded shoulders or rounded upper back. This is the secret trick. These kind of movements, stretches for the front body, strength for the back body. Those are the secrets to good posture. Now exhale, let it go. You may need a little blood flow in your arms. Let that go, and then take a band that's of moderate to heavy tension. Have a palm towards your thighs position. Step on the middle, and the heels are double. Both heels are in the middle. Make sure you have 2 equal tails. Exhale, come up. Now, right away, you'll know, do I need an easier or harder band? Do I need 1 foot or 2? So make any adjustments. When you're doing this, your elbows are higher than your wrist, but if you look at your wrist, they're in line with your forearms. Don't try to force them vertical, or it'll feel weird and awkward and not neutral. It'll kind of feel like there's a kink in your hose. So elbows higher, wrist in line with your forearms along the way. Neck is easy. Good. Elbows are higher than your wrist. 9, 10, 11. Good. 12, 13. Neck is soft. 14, 15. Your neck should feel pretty easy in any part of this. 16, 18, 19, 20. Very good. Now, most of you might need a lighter band on this. It's lateral raises, so it's going to be out. In fact, I'll grab one just to show a little lighter band for me. Now, because it's a long lever, Jill, you might like the yellow. Step on that band with a heel. Go out like a T. Yes. Now notice everybody looks good. I'm just going to say it for confirmation. You're not leaning away. I really like that. If you look, you can see your hand. It's not drifting behind your body. It's sideways, but it's slightly in front of you, which is called the scapular plane. And we like to work in the scapular plane. It should feel good. It should feel smooth and not clunky. No neck, but a lot of shoulder. This muscle right here. Little tone, but I'm not death gripping my glutes. All right, try 5 more. Wrist is neutral. And you notice how we're working it on the way up and on the way down. I'm not letting the band just slam me down to the hand down. Take the other side, 20. Now step on that heel, or heel steps on the band. Go out. You may have to adjust where you're standing so that you go about shoulder height. Good. We're trying to do high benefit, low risk moves. 6. Exhale, 7, and you're breathing in and out. 8, even just coordinating your breath with movement helps the parasympathetic system kick in, which is the healing system, the rejuvenation system, the get strong system. 14, growth and repair happens there. 16, good. 17, keep the breath. 18, 19, 20. Now take the band to your other heel. We're going to do a front raise. Heel forward, one heel and then the arm forward. Now more frontal raise. Yep, the shoulder. There you go, Polly, that's it. The same side that your band's in is where your foot is for. Neck is easy. 5. Control up and control down. Good. 8, so you get a workout on the way up and a workout on the way down. 9, this muscle right here. 10, front shoulder, long. 15, good. 16, 17, belly in a little. 19. Knees soft. Everybody looks good. I just say the cues for confirmation. The other heel. And you go forward. You know, you may not have the exact length that you want on the first few, so you make a micro adjustment. So you feel muscle working, but no strain in your joint. The exhale can be a way of releasing tension. You've heard the saying, blowing off steam. It's your natural way to release tension in the body. Now we have 5 more. We're getting these muscles stronger. Notice how good and empowering that feels. 17, your body's tall. 18, it's not leaning. 19, and then 20. Now release that for a moment, and we're going to take a set of push-ups. If you can take them on the wall, if you want to, you can do that. If you want to do them on the floor, you can. I'm just going to demonstrate the further away you get, the harder it is. But wall push-ups are something you can do anytime. Keep your ab tone, and we're going to shoot for 20 of these. Your elbows can point towards the floor when you bend them, and then straighten them. So it's a little bit more tricep, and it's nice on your scapular stability, your shoulder blade stability. 4, which means healthy shoulders. 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to interlace your fingers at the low back and lift up your arms when you're done. 5, good, nice, Polly, that was great. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now while we're here, use this wall to wrap one foot behind the other. The modification would be 2 feet. You're going to go up and down. We did heel warm-ups at the beginning. If you ran late and you didn't get them, you could take 2 heels at the same time. Now slow up and slow down, 1 at a time for 10. Breathe in and out, 6, 7. Anytime you're getting gasoline, 8, you can do calf raises, 9. Now take the other one, 10, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, just for a moment, I'm going to do a balance pose. My go-to is always tree. I want you to find whichever one you need, low, high, calf, but just something you can do anywhere, anytime. Catherine, this is one that if we ever do something that you need to modify, this is a great one. I'm just going to count to 20. And if you want to challenge, put your palms together while your foot's still in the air and lower it in front of your heart. That was gorgeous, guys. Lower your foot, take the other foot up. Notice how I did not kick my hip out to the side. You want to keep the hip towards the midline. Now, if you can add on your arms while your foot's in the air, I'm just doing a 20 count here. We're keeping it in the system. Keeping balance pose, something that you easily go to and you can maintain. It's easier to keep this skill. It can be a quickly diminishing skill set. It's easier to keep it maintenance than to lose it and come back later in a big session of balance. So just sprinkling in your weekly sessions like we do. Now take an inhale. Now see if you can challenge yourself and just bring the hands down at the same time, your foot's still up. And now lower your foot down. Perfect, I like it. Let's go to your seated positions, and I'm going to tilt you down. If you would like a sip of something, please do. Now seated, you could also sit on a pillow, and you're going, if you want, and then you're going to wrap the band around your feet. If you have a pillar in your house or something really solid like that, you could do this standing around a pillar or a beam. So wrap the band around our feet. Walk the hands forward and the heavy band. This is a heavy band. Now, bend your elbows. If you don't feel like the band is heavy enough, use 2 bands. So what I'm trying to do is keep my spine in neutral, meaning I'm not rounding it forward and I'm not an extension, but just ear in line with the shoulder in line with the middle rib from the side. If that's too hard to do while you're seated, then your correction is to sit in a with a pillow underneath your boutte. Roll your arms. Exhale. Exhale. It's one of my favorites for us because we all need back strength and we want good bone density. You're going to feel your biceps too. Really good. If you don't have enough tension, walk your fingers more forward and then grab it. So you might want to walk your fingers more forward, Julie, so that you kind of run out of room here and your elbows can't go as far back. So now we're exhaling as we pull. Do 5 more, 4 more, 3. Catherine, it looks really good. 2, you look neutral to me. Now this one it's up to you. You can do the same thing. It's an option. You could bend one arm and then you can rotate and bend one arm. So if that's not good for you, if you need to just do the same thing, do the same thing. The main goal is to do something healthy during our class, something that's good for your body, good for your breathing. You can look a lot of different ways. Rotate. And your neck is just going along for the ride. It is not leading the way. Your upper back is leading the way. Your neck just follows, so there's no tension. You might have this is a functional fitness. When you change lanes and you look over your shoulder, or when you look behind you and backing out, this is functional fitness, functional flexibility. Now do 1 more on each. Breathing, exhale, exhale. Very good. Now we're gonna let that, if you have, you can use that band or you can use a slightly lighter one. I've got a really heavy one, so I'm gonna drop down to a medium tension and put the band around. Actually, I forgot to grab a sip, so grab one if you need. And then cross your rope, cross your band. Your elbows are beside your ribs. This is not a very big move. This one's called external rotation. This is that shoulder rehab one you get. I've never been in shoulder rehab, but every client I've ever had that's been in it, they always get this exercise. So we're doing it beforehand. So the wrist, if you look at them, they're neutral. It's not a huge motion. It's almost just like you're opening a door. Infraspinatus, teres minor, and posterior deltoid are the little shoulder muscles that we're strengthening. This helps you from getting rounded shoulders, and it keeps the shoulder healthy because the front of the shoulder is worked all the time during the day, but the back of the shoulder doesn't get much work unless you go after it because our eyes are ahead of us. So we're going after it. We're keeping ourselves healthy here. 2 more. Now just release tension. You can roll your shoulder. You can release your neck movement, any kind of shoulder movement you're craving. Now lift up your arms a little bit. I still have them crossed. If you find it's too heavy, you can uncross them, but see if you can start crossed band. Now open up. The image is that you're hugging, but it's a backwards hug. Your rear shoulder, that looks really good. Everybody looks super good. Exhale. Rear shoulder is super important for posture. You guys look great. That's why it feels easier to stand upright during your day. Even towards the end of the day, these back muscles, these back shoulder muscles. Good. Feel tall. The breath, breathe in fully. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take a moment. I'm going to give us a stretch. You can sit any way you want, okay? So I'm just going to sit crisscross applesauce. Open up your arms like a T and add a rotation and then put your hands down. Now, one of my hands is on the thigh and one's on the floor, but just put them down wherever you naturally find them. Barely let the neck go along for the ride. Your upper back's what's rotating the most. Neck is easy. You might even close your eyes or soften them. Upper back rotational flexibility is critical for preventing the rounded upper back that you see in people. this rotation is necessary because every time we walk, it demands that we have rotational flexibility. So if you don't have it, your body compensates by getting rounded in the upper back, kyphosis. So when you're ready, inhale, open your arms. Exhale, go the other way. Sometimes one side's tighter. Notice, so I'm a tiny bit tighter on this side. If you have a tiny bit tighter on one side, you can always stay on that side a little longer. Breathe in. If the image is you're wringing out a wash rag. Now come back to the forward position. Extend your knees long, extend your legs long. Now this is called the rack posture. This is for posture. Lift up your arm, and now this is part of it because your scapula, you're making the scapula move. Fingertips back. Inhale, lift up, lift up, lift up. Put the fingertips pointing back. Now both hands are behind you, but you're not heavy on them. Elbows bend or soften. Now lift your heart and then go back to your elbow cue and make sure it's soft. You don't want to hyperextend the elbows. If your elbows hurt here, they're probably hyperextended. So you want to bend them and lift your heart. Put a pomegranate between your chin and your chest so you're not throwing your head back. Now breathe into your upper chest, your upper back. This is also for posture, also for shoulder health. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Now with your eyes closed or soft, notice how it feels to have your chest open, your upper back open. Generally, this type of extension is invigorating. It's awakening. It's eager, it's waiting, it's ready for the next step. And so if you just need a break during your day, 2 or 3 o'clock, this is a great stretch to sneak in there and breathe. Now I'm gonna step in closer, but we're gonna hold hands with ourselves and massage the wrist. If you've been working with your hands a lot lately, this is a great one. And then when you're ready, just notice how you feel, and we're gonna put one hand on the heart and one on the other and just settle into your body. So we're living in our body all the time. And just see if you can, by your conscious effort, release any tension that you do not need. Be soft with yourself. We're going to layer this breath with an intention of self-care. We're going to layer this breath with an intention of self-love. We're listening to our body and we're caring for it. It's a precious vessel. We've been given this gift of our precious body, and we're going to care for our body, our mind, and our spirit, our breath. So just notice how that feels to know you're not going to abandon yourself today. You're going to care for yourself. And we'll let that be our intention for the rest of the day with so much appreciation. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Bye, guys. Bye.